Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. So today I am going to be doing a contour kit smackdown. I am going to be kind of showing you guys both the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what I like and what I don't like about each palette. I originally wanted to do a makeup look because I have a brand new camera with a brand new lens, but I did get a facial on Tuesday with a little bit of a chemical peel, so I am peeling just a little bit. I thought it would be a good idea to just hold off on the makeup look and just do a product review since you guys have been requesting for this particular video. So yeah, I did vlog my whole facial experience, so I will have that up on Sunday. So if you guys want to know what I like and what I don't like about each individual palette, then just keep on watching. Let me know what you guys think about this quality because like I mentioned, I did get a new camera and a new lens to go with it. So let me know what you guys think. So yeah, let's get on to the video. So first I'm going to talk about the Anastasia Contour Kit just because it came out first and it's the most popular in my opinion. So this is what the contour kit looks like, and don't worry, I will be doing a close-up. So this contour kit brings 3 highlight shades and it brings 3 contour shades. So the first highlight shade is this one, which is called Vanilla. Then we have this one that's called, and lastly we have the color Sand. So for the contour shades, we first have the color Java, then we have the color Fawn, and lastly we have the color Havana. So pretty much what I feel is appropriate in this palette is this particular line is for fair skin, this one is for medium skin, like medium skin tones, and then this last row can be used for medium to deeper skin tones. One thing I have noticed about this palette, however, is that it does not have a good highlight shade for medium, for darker skin tones. So if you have darker skin tones, I definitely recommend you check out their new contour kit because this one might not work for you. So another great thing about this contour kit is that you can actually pop the colors in and out. So if a specific color does not work for your complexion, you can pick a color that's going to match your skin tone. For example, let's say that the color Havana is a little bit too dark for you. You can definitely go on her website and pick something up that's a little bit lighter and that's going to work for you. This also works, for example, let's say the color Banana. I use this a lot, so when I do run out of the product, I can just go on her website, order a refill, and just pop it in, and it's like a brand new contour kit. Actually don't have to buy a brand new kit. You can just pop these in and out and create your own. So I really like that about this particular kit. One thing I don't like about this particular palette, however, is that the names are not displayed. If you want to know what shade you're working with, you actually have to pop the powder off to see the name. I would have really liked for them to display the name somewhere in the packaging, but I do understand why they did it that way because these are actually made for you to create your own. You can use a Z palette with them, you can use a quad. So I do understand why the names are not displayed, but for someone like me that likes to have everything in the original packaging, I would have preferred for them to actually have the name of the powders in the packaging, but it's not really a big deal. I kind of know them by memory already, so it's not that big of a deal, but do keep that in mind. Another thing I've noticed about these particular powders is that they are a little bit thicker in consistency. They're not as pigmented or as creamy as the Kat Von D. These are very thick. So I have noticed that in order for me to get a good amount of product, I do have to move my brush in the product a couple of times, just kind of swirl it in there to get the desired amount of product, because just with 1 or 2 swipes you're not going to get a lot of product because they are very thick in consistency. They are great quality and they're not as chalky as the Kat Von D, so do keep that in mind. I like to use this particular palette for when I'm doing more of a natural everyday type of contour, whereas the Kat Von D, it's a little bit more pigmented, so it's a little bit more dramatic. Moving on to the packaging, I think the packaging is super cute and super sleek. This is great for traveling. I love to take this with me when I'm traveling because it's very small and very compact, and it's very good because it fits in your makeup kit when you go traveling. Whereas the one by Kat Von D, it's way bigger. This is like a huge block of a packaging. Not going to be very travel friendly, but the packaging is so cute. It's definitely very Kat Von D. It screams art, it screams her personality, so that's why I really like it. So the packaging is a little bit cuter on this one, but again, remember that the Anastasia Contour Kit is pretty much made for you to put in your own Z palette and kind of create your own. So the Kat Von D is pretty big, so this is not going to be very travel friendly. Keep that in mind because it's huge and it's pretty thick. So again, just like with the Anastasia Contour Kit, this one has 3 highlight shades and 3 contour shades. The first highlight shade is called Levitation, which is a beautiful vanilla shade, which is going to be beautiful on fair skin tones. Then we have the color Lyric, which is a banana colored shade, but it's not as dark as the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's very similar to Banana that's in the Anastasia Contour Kit, but the Banana from the Anastasia Contour Kit is a lot darker. This one is a little bit lighter. And then lastly, we have the color Lucid, which is a beautiful peachy color, which is going to be great for someone who has a darker complexion than mine. Then we move on to the contour shades. The first contour shade is called Subconscious, which is again for fair skin tones. Then we have this one that's called Shadow Play. I should know these by now. This one's called Shadow Play, which is again for medium skin tones. I actually really like this powder. This is my favorite from the whole contour line. And then lastly, we have the color Sombre, which I really like to put this powder in the outer part of my cheeks to really bring the contour forward. So I feel like this palette is a little bit better when it comes to color matching because this palette you can use with darker skin tones, whereas the one by Anastasia Beverly Hills, it's mostly for fair to medium skin tones. You don't really have a highlight shade in this palette for someone who has a darker complexion, whereas in the one by Kat Von D, you do have these 2 beautiful colors that are going to work for someone who has a darker complexion. One thing I really like about this palette is that the names of the products are in the back part of the palette, so if you're not sure what color you're working with, always refer to the back of the palette to see what color it is that you're working with. However, one thing that I don't like about this palette is that the powders are not refillable. So if, for example, you love this Lyric shade in the middle and you run out of it, you would most likely have to end up buying a complete new palette just for that one shade. So make sure that you keep that in mind when picking up this palette, because if you fall in love with a shade, you use it up, you are going to have to buy a brand new palette just for that one shade. So keep that in mind. These powders are super pigmented and they are super creamy and can sometimes even come off a little bit chalky. Their pigmentation is great, unlike the one from Anastasia Beverly Hills where you really have to kind of swirl your brush in the products. You only have to go in once or twice with your brush and you have a lot of product. If you want something that's a little bit fuller and it's a little bit more pigmented, then I will definitely recommend this one. This is the one that I've been using the most because I have been really into contouring and sculpting my face recently, and I feel like this pigmentation is a little bit better than the Anastasia one. The one from Anastasia is still great, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you really have to dip your brush in there in order to get the desired amount of product. This one just makes it a little bit easier. If you are into something a little bit more natural, then definitely pick this one up because it's not going to be as pigmented or as intense as the one by Kat Von D. Overall, they are both great contour kits and you will be extremely happy with either or. Personally, I like this one right now a little bit better just because I've really been into their contour shades. I feel like these contour shades are a little bit better than these, pigmentation wise and color wise as well, but I still love the banana shade from this kit and that will forever be my baby. I just don't feel like the contour shades in this palette, I hardly use them. If you look closely at my palette, you will see the contour shades are hardly touched. I've never really used them, whereas this palette, it's already almost gone because I just really love this palette. If you're looking for something that's more natural, then I would definitely go with this one. Don't get me wrong, if you really apply a couple of layers of this product, you will get a really good intensity, but if you're looking for something that's already pigmented, then you would definitely go with this one. Also keep in mind that this can come off a little bit chalky, so remember to use it very little of it because it is very pigmented. I recommend that you just go to your local store, try them out, swatch them, compare the colors face to face. You looking at it with your own eyes, see what you prefer, and then just go from there and pick up the one that works best for you. But if I had to recommend one right now, let's say that I would have to buy one right now, I would definitely buy the Kat Von D one. Change a month from now and I'll be back to being obsessed with this one, but right now if you would ask me, I would definitely go with the one from Kat Von D. So that's just my opinion. So that is pretty much it. That completes the video. I hope that you guys learned a little bit about each palette individually and that your mind is clear on which one to pick up. So please don't forget to leave me your video requests and any other product reviews that you guys want me to do. Just let me know in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to do them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys very much and I'll be back on Tuesday with another video.